Hello there everyone, this is Antojai and I teach people how to turn Ascension into their everyday lifestyle. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and press that little bell notification button so you can get updates on new videos that come out. So lately I've been channeling a lot, particularly like the wolf, the dog, and the werewolf, both the animal, the werewolf, and the monster totem, the werewolf. At the end of 2019, I got this dream where I was in the middle of the woods and it was a full moon and I saw these people in the distance and they were essentially starting to turn into werewolves. And out of nowhere in this dream, I'm like, wow, this dream feels really real, really powerful. I heard werewolf totem, werewolf totem. So then I ended up waking up and I was like, that's weird. I've never had a dream with a werewolf and I didn't even know that the monster werewolf could become a totem for anyone. So I went to go look this up, and when I looked up what the werewolf totem meant, this is what it means. Dreaming of being a werewolf means that you are transforming for bad. Similarly, if you dream of being a werewolf, it means that your nature is not being adopted by others around you. They fear your presence and they fear you. Dreaming of being chased by a werewolf indicates an enemy in disguise of a friend. So that was a very powerful moment, and I was like, whoa, the werewolf totem's talking to me, basically telling me, because I wasn't a werewolf in my dream, I was watching other people turn into werewolves. And I knew that these werewolves were dangerous, but I couldn't identify who these individuals were. So all I could do is like, okay, there are these shady people who are disguised as friends, but they're actually enemies. I need to just be calm and pay attention. So the end of 2019, the third cosmic calendar was full of Jupiter energy. And in Vedic astrology, the last thing that was mentioned in the third cosmic year was to test your friends before trusting them. So that's exactly what I started doing. I started kind of setting up these little tests to see who is actually loyal, who is actually walking their path, and who I could actually trust to move forward in the projects that I was working with. Now, this is what I've learned interacting with about 2 or 3 werewolves already that just came out of the woodworks. One of the things that I really started doing was I started manifesting. I was like, okay, since the moment I found out that there were werewolves around me, I was like, okay, werewolf totem, you came to me to tell me that there were these monsters around me. I want you to bring them out into the light and make them show themselves. I don't want to go hunting for them. I'll look them out. I'm just going to allow a bait to be put out and they'll bite and show themselves surely. So that's exactly what I did. The first werewolf definitely bit in the most obvious ways. I was able to let go of that werewolf. But then I was still waiting to see, I had seen 2 other werewolves, a total of 3 werewolves in my dream. And I couldn't see where those other werewolves were coming from. So then at the beginning of 2020, I'm like, okay, 1 werewolf fell. Let me pull out my Native American tarot cards, the Native American totem tarot cards. And to my surprise, obviously, my synchronistic manifestation, when I shuffled, I'm not kidding you, I pulled out the dog and the wolf, okay? So then I was like, what about the werewolf? Let me read a little bit more about the animal, the werewolf. And then I looked up this. Generally speaking, werewolves are believed to be creatures of darkness, strong, deadly, and scary, and full of negative, dark energy. They symbolize primal instincts, something uncontrolled and unrestrained in us. Werewolf symbolizes the dark side, to say so. So the animal werewolf is actually very dark. It's not like a typical wolf energy that you would experience from Native American shamanism. So then, once I pulled out these Native American totem cards, I ended up seeing damn, he's still around me. The werewolf energy is still around me and it's trying to warn me, be careful who you trust, okay? One of the things that the wolf totem basically tells us is that sometimes it's okay to be lonely, because wolves are pack animals, but they also know how to go solo. And sometimes when you can let yourself be solo, or you can take moments for yourself, you can then see the bigger picture of what's the number of 1, 5. 5 is change, 1 is manifesting. During the time that I ended up being aware of these werewolves, I basically just started saying, all right, I want all these elements that don't work for me anymore to be eliminated. You know, I'm manifesting the next level. One of the things that werewolves do not like is when they energetically feel that you shifted your energy, and you're going to see it once you wholeheartedly settle inside of yourself that you're not going to take any less than what you deserve, and you're not going to let people walk over you, and you're not going to turn a blind eye to people's laziness and entitlement and negativity and untrustworthiness and lack of drive and all these other things that people like a werewolf essentially would want to take from you, your blood, your life energy. When you come to this conclusion, like I did, I came to this conclusion and I said, I don't want these elements in my reality anymore. I am evolving past these elements. I am going to become the best version of me, and I'm going to allow the totems of the wolf, the dog, the werewolf monster, and the werewolf itself to highlight these people and move them out of my reality. The most recent werewolf that came out of my reality was a really good friend of mine, who I thought was a really good friend of mine, and they ended up turning out to steal my research, and they were very ungrateful towards all the things that I had done for them, because again, just like the first werewolf and the second werewolf, they both felt entitled to my energy, okay? And this is one of the things that I really like to share with people across my path is like, I've been doing shamanism my entire life. I've been putting effort into being where I'm at right now my entire life. I also, you know, have taken the last decade or so to build my company out of sweat. You know, a lot of werewolves that I noticed in my reality, at least, wanted to have everything handed to them without them putting any amount of work into it or putting any drive to actually prove that they could succeed. I'm one of those people that, you know, if I see you struggling, I have a lot of resources. Maybe I have a $600, $700 course on YouTube that I bought a year ago to help me with YouTube, and I see that you want to build your YouTube. Here, have it for free. Or maybe I see that like you're struggling because, you know, you have an outdated computer or something. Here, like, have something so you can move forward. A werewolf is essentially a narcissist. Like, a werewolf will not will not see these things that you've done for them when they have gone rabid, right? When they lose their mind and they lose track of reality, just like in those movies, you know, like the werewolf totem is controlled as a person or as an alpha werewolf, and the moment that they completely give into the werewolf addiction, they just go wild and they just do whatever. They destroy. So that was one of the things that I ended up realizing, like, you know, werewolves take from you because they just take, and they don't find any value in recognizing you. They're people that need to be pushed out of your reality because they don't serve you. And the more you empower yourself, the more powerful their resistance and their negativity is going to get to you. So when we look at the dog, though, the dog is a loving creature, unconditional love all the time. But you can definitely beat like unconditional love out of a dog, okay? Especially if you abuse a dog long enough. The werewolf and the dog are relatives. So here, as I'm walking this path of like, who am I? What am I really doing? What do I really want? And how am I going to get these elements out of my reality? I started asking myself these really powerful ideas. And then when I finally reviewed the dog totem, these are the 4 most prominent questions that you're going to be asking yourself right now during this time. Have I forgotten that I owe my allegiance to my personal truth in life? That's something I had to do. Like, I know what it takes to be successful. I know what it takes. I've made sacrifices to get to where I'm at. Like, am I being true to my life path by ignoring other people around me who just don't want to put any of that work in and just take what is mine? That's not cool, right? Second one, is it possible that gossip or opinions of others have jaded your loyalty to certain groups? I definitely started seeing a lot of drama in certain circles that I was roaming in, and I started letting go of the drama. What was most interesting is that the most recent werewolf that got called out took out another werewolf, and I hadn't realized why until after this second event had happened, where they, like I said, they both felt entitled to my work without putting in any of that effort. Have I denied or ignored someone that is trying to be my loyal friend? I did end up noticing, because I was being able to identify werewolves, who were the people that were actually my friends and the types of people that I actually wanted to have as friends. So as I started seeing that these werewolves were people who didn't have drive and felt selfishly entitled to something that didn't belong to them, that they weren't willing to put in the type of effort that I've put in my entire life to succeed, I started identifying, I don't want people like this in my life. I want to replace these people, because everything changes. I want to replace these people with people who align with my ultimate reality. The last question was, have I been loyal and true to my goals? And that was the last one that really popped up for me at the end of all of this, while I was processing the last werewolf that became available towards my knowledge. I was like, am I being true to my goals and my path? Yeah. Like, in order for me to continue being an Ascension guide, I need to remove these negative energies from my reality. In order for me to move forward and become like an even better version of myself, I must let go of the old. Then I started really contemplating and being like, well, how is it possible that I had all these werewolves around me? How did they come into my reality? Everything is a reflection of myself. Everything essentially comes down to why did I manifest this? And then I started backtracking. I looked at the fact that when I manifested these individuals, I was in a lot of pain. I had just gotten out of a polyamorous relationship. I was dealing with a lot of heartache. The person that I had broken up with was somebody that was like esoterically in alignment with me, and was also like a karmic tie, like my ex-partner. So then, I started manifesting like, I really need friends. I really need individuals around me that can help me just like stay focused and rise above and stay on a spiritual path. And I started manifesting these people who showed to have like karmic ties with me in other past lifetimes. Not all of them were bad, but some of them eventually ended up turning out to be werewolves. So then, as I'm like having this whole entire moment of manifesting these people came into my life. These people did help me move forward. And now, as I'm stepping in the 4th year of the cosmic calendar, which is Saturn energy, which is change, which is like destruction of things that don't serve you, that Rahu energy, showing the shadows of other people, showing you the deepest, darkest truths that are hiding right in front of your face. When I started really sitting down and being like, okay, like I'm gonna start paying attention to these concepts and paying attention to what's happening around me, I was able to really take control of myself and my goals and start being real with myself. Like, am I willing to put myself at risk for a werewolf? No. Am I willing to put myself at risk because of any other reason other than I love myself and I love like my path and I know who I am? Am I going to do anything other than be true to where I'm at? And that was one of the most difficult things, because a werewolf is going to try to make you, a werewolf, like I said, essentially is a narcissist, is going to make you try to think that you're the problem, that you've wronged them, that you've done something negative, because that's their whole motive, their shadow, their darkness, they're the dark side, all right? And they're here to make you doubt yourself. So if someone around you is showing these werewolf totem, like attributes, they feel entitled to your energy, they're negative, they're seeing that you're stepping into your own personal power, and they're getting even more nasty, cut that person out of your life. Like, that's what I did. Like, I dealt with the last totem, the last werewolf. By dealing with the first werewolf, I knew exactly how to take care of it. I just let it go. I'm not going to get into any engagement, because for me to engage with somebody's negative energy is for me to say I'm attached to the event, and I'm going to, let this event hold some sort of weight in my reality. So then I have 2 other cards that I pulled out most recently in a Tarot Tuesday, which is the Black Dragon of Saturn, which is telling you like you've passed the test, and the gold green dragon from Sirius, which is basically telling you that you're transmuting sacred knowledge into your reality regularly. The dragons started really telling me that the werewolves were out to start talking to me as well. So this moment is really magical, because you might be talking to dragons, mythical animals, stuff like that, but pay attention. This werewolf totem is powerful. If you are not allowing the werewolf to be pulled out of your reality, you're going to see them bite and take advantage of you later in the future. You must reclaim your energy no matter how difficult it is, and let it go. Don't engage, don't fight, don't try to justify. It doesn't matter what you do, because a werewolf and a narcissist are both the same. Some people don't even realize that they have narcissistic tendencies in their personality until after they've had this really like powerful spiritual shift. Some werewolves become aware of being werewolves, others don't. We've seen that happen in movies. But this is the message that I really wanted to let you guys absorb for today, which is so powerful. We are dealing with massive shifts of negative energy that is being pulled out of your reality. As these negative energies get pulled out, just embrace the change. As these energies were being pulled out of my reality, I was like, thank you, Werewolf Totem, thank you, like dragons, thank you, Cosmos, for bringing this person out of my reality and aligning me with people who actually value my work and value who I am and what I'm doing, and are not going to lie to me. I have been seeing people shift out of the way who cannot keep up with my vibration, because I'm letting go of that old reality where I summon these people out of pain. I'm no longer at that stage where I'm like, oh, I'm in pain and I need these people in my life to make me feel empowered or make me have like this self-recognition. Like, I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what my I know what my purpose is. I know what my personal power is. I know what is the truth. And I'm going to listen to the cosmos, which is telling me all these individuals around me are werewolves. And I'm just going to sit down with it and be fine. I'm going to be grateful that this energy is being transmuted and being pulled out of me. I'm going to be happy that, you know, I know change is on my side and helping me make the next levels happen. This is one of those things that you really have to allow yourself in this year of Rahu to just accept. Is like, be like water, let things flow through you. Someone wants to test you, somebody wants to bring the negativity out of you. That's a werewolf. Even if they're doing it out of joke. Like, I even got to a point with my partner where like my partner was starting to watch like negative media, like, you know, like horror movies and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't want this energy in my reality. And I noticed that the moment I said that to myself, not because my partner is a werewolf, but like the moment I said that to myself, then bam, like my partner would start feeling like this, like he was almost like sick, or he didn't like what he was watching because I wasn't in alignment with it. Or I would naturally like move his energy to another room that was not in my own room, because I'm now taking full control of, like, because of these werewolves, I don't want like negative music around me. I don't want negative media around me. I don't want negative people around me. I don't want negative influences around me. I want to stay clear as day. Werewolves are also people who are going to psychically attack you and do all these other things to make you feel devalued. Rather they talk shit about you, or they're going out there and they're just maybe trying to like sabotage your energy. You really need to be aware of everything that's going around you. Let it go. Be aware that you are in the middle of the woods with all these monsters, but you got a gun with silver bullets, girl. And that gun with silver bullets is charged by the cosmos, so it's got unlimited rounds. And if you have to take the step to shoot a werewolf in the heart because they come for you, don't feel hesitant. Like, and that's something else that I've had to sit with even yesterday, is like, if you're looking at a werewolf movie, or even if like in real life right now this person full force turned into a werewolf and started coming at me, am I just gonna sit here and turn a blind eye to it? No, I'm gonna take action. I'm gonna prepare myself. I'm gonna put myself in this state of like, all right, I know the werewolf's coming. I'm gonna set up traps so that the werewolf, you know, doesn't get past my barriers. I'm gonna arm myself, and if it's necessary, which I don't want to, I will pull the trigger. And that's something that I've had to sit with, reading like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, where Thoth speaks of, he runs into this army and he tells the army, hey, stop, don't proceed any further, or you surely will die. The army decided to proceed towards Atlantis. Thoth raises his staff of light and basically incinerated everyone that was in front of him. He gave them the choice to move in a certain direction of polarity. They chose their choice, and he reacted. There is nothing wrong with defending yourself when you're in these states, but it's not always convenient to try to defend yourself, because the gods of truth will always bring out the light for you. This is Ascended Master Antojai sending you a bunch of love. Remember that you are powerful. Remember that no matter what monsters linger around you, you will come out on top, because this year is yours and you are part of an amazing, amazing New Earth community. You deserve the best and you will have the best. So don't you stop, and don't you let these werewolves try to even take a bite out of you. Empower yourself. Become a warrior of light, not just a healer. A warrior of light will extinguish these monsters from New Earth, because it's necessary. Sending you so much love.